Hello there, and welcome once again to The Verdict. I'm Mick Cornett along with Kent Myers. We're here every week, as you know, meeting interesting people and dealing with topical issues. And we welcome in a journalist today who's right at the front lines.
Well, yes, he'll be talking about things you know about, your journalism background. Russell Ray, the editor of the Journal Record newspaper, the sponsor of our show for many years. I don't know how long, but a long time. He's going to talk to us about what's going on at the Journal Record, how his life is evolving as the editor, because he's been in journalism 25 years, and he is now looking out for a very fine, profitable newspaper.
Russell Ray is our guest today on The Verdict. We'll be right back.
In the early 1800s, Davy Crockett of Middle Tennessee was a neighbor to the Chickasaw Nation. He was a frontiersman who saw the sovereignty of Indian nations as the very foundation of this country, and Crockett took his ideals to Congress. So when President Jackson's Indian Removal Act came up for a vote, Crockett spoke from the heart.
4 counties of my district border on the Chickasaw country. I know many of the Chickasaws, and nothing should ever induce me to vote to drive them west of the Mississippi.
Crockett voted his conscience, effectively ending his political career. Indian removal became law. Davy Crockett left for Texas, and we took our future to Indian Territory. Chickasaw history is American history in the world we share today.
Welcome back to the set of The Verdict. Mick Cornett with Kent Myers. Kent's going to introduce today's guest.
We're very pleased, as I indicated in the opening, to have Russell Ray, the editor of the Journal Record newspaper, join us. He is a 28-year veteran journalist. He has been in newspapers in Tampa, Tulsa, Arkansas, and now Oklahoma City, as well as the rest of the state. He's a member of the American Society of Newspaper Editors. He became editor of the Journal Record in October of 2018. This is his first visit to The Verdict, although the Journal Record is a sponsor of our show, and we're really pleased to have you, Russell.
Well, thank you, Kent. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure.
Yeah, well, you have a varied, interesting background, an Oklahoman, though, for a long, long time, off and on, throughout your journalistic career. Kind of give us some background.
Yeah, sure. I am new to Oklahoma City, but I'm not new to Oklahoma. I grew up in the town of Jenks, graduated from Jenks High School, attended college at Northeastern State University in Tahlequah. Spent several years as a journalist in Northwest Arkansas, working for both small and big newspapers. I had a tenure at the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette as a business reporter, and covered Walmart, Tyson Foods, the University of Arkansas, and big trucking companies.
So you've been to Harrison, I
think. I have. And
so have I.
And Arkansas was a wonderful experience. We had a small newspaper war going on at the time, and was blessed to work around and work with some great investigative journalists for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and some other newspapers, and wanted to come back home, and got a job at the Tulsa World covering the oil and gas industry, and spent 8 years at the Tulsa World working with folks like Dewey Bartlett and Mickey Thompson, the former head of the OIPA, and those folks really taught me a lot about the oil and gas industry and the energy industry. And from there, I got recruited by a Florida newspaper, the Tampa Tribune, to go cover the energy industry and property insurance. And now property insurance doesn't sound very exciting, But in hurricane-prone Florida, that's a pretty big story, and learned a lot there, and covered a couple of legislative sessions in Tallahassee, which was a great experience. And after that, I returned to Oklahoma once again, to Tulsa, to be closer to family and friends, and got a really great job at Penwell Corporation as the editor-in-chief of Power Engineering magazine, which is the world's largest trade magazine for the power sector, and chaired a large convention called PowerGen International. It's the largest conference and exhibition for the power sector, attracting about 22,000 people to that event each year. So my duties with PowerGen was to oversee a group of 160 engineers. And so
Wow.
that was quite a task. But I was charged with helping them develop the thought leadership content for PowerGen International every year. Did that for 9 years, and this opportunity came open, and thought it was an excellent chance to return to journalism and do some great work at the Journal Record. We're blessed with a talented editorial staff. They are very passionate about the business, and they've inspired me.
You brought up so many things, and about 5 times when you were going through that, I thought, I've got to ask him about this. I've got to ask him about that.
I've got a list myself.
Yeah, so things have changed, and journalism business has changed. Oil and gas industry has changed. Retail has changed. I want you to pinpoint your time of being close to the Walmart company,
Yeah.
and how they've adapted to a very mom and pop retail operation into today's internet-based consumer. So
Oh, yeah.
talk about that company and what your perspectives are.
Yeah, it's been a challenge and a struggle for Walmart. They're having to face several lots of new competition, as a lot of industries are. Even the newspaper industry. The newspaper industry is facing its challenges. Walmart is facing its challenges from competitors like Amazon.com, and so the whole industry has changed in retail, real estate, the power sector, you name it. And I think our mission as a B2B at the Journal Record is to help empower businesses, manufacturers, by giving them information about trends and technologies that will help them get better at doing business. And that's our essential mission at the Journal Record, and it's an ongoing challenge.
I am an avid reader of your newspaper, and I congratulate you on what you have done and what you are doing. I'm particularly taken by the way the Journal Record segments on a daily basis, highlights on a daily basis certain industries. For instance, I know Thursday is what I would call the legal day.
Right. Yeah.
And Wednesday, I think, is a healthcare day.
Yeah.
And then Monday or Tuesday is the energy day. I've forgotten which, but
That's right.
I can always know when I start in what I'm going to see, or is segments highlighted and emphasized on a not every day unless it's necessary.
Yeah.
But how did you come about that format?
Well, that's very strategic, and I have heard that before from our readers. They greatly appreciate that strategy of segmenting our coverage. Now, we do cover other things in those issues, but that was a very deliberate strategy that we came up with, and it was a strategy that we implemented out of feedback from our readers. So that's turned out to be a very fruitful move on our part.
Well, let me emphasize something else that I've noticed that I think is different, but I may be mistaken. And that is, I've noticed a column, I think, almost weekly from you. as the editor.
Yes.
Mary Malone and others that preceded you would occasionally write things, but you're doing it on a more often, more frequent basis than in the past, and I like that. I mean, as a reader, I'm pleased to see that. How did that come about?
Well, I've been writing columns and editorials for years, and that is part of the job that I've taken on here. It's a very rewarding part of the job. It goes beyond just reporting the facts. You get to provide a perspective about an industry or an issue, and that's something that I greatly enjoy doing.
Is that something that you plan to continue?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's important to go beyond straight news and offer readers a perspective on trends and issues facing businesses in Oklahoma and elsewhere.
The state of Oklahoma is still very reliant on the energy industry, and the industry is not what it was 10 years ago. It's not what it was 5 years ago. It's continually changing. What is the new normal for the Oklahoma energy industry, and is it sustainable? Is it still a viable employer?
Yeah, that's a question that a lot of people are asking right now, and it's a tough question to answer. We had oil prices up around $75 a barrel in October, and now we're around the low 50s. We've had a 38% drop in a matter of months. And the forecast is that this could be a more permanent price for the industry moving forward. So diversity, I think, is a very important issue for the state to tackle. I think it is addressing that issue by encouraging other industries to come to the state, especially aerospace. So it's going to have an impact eventually on state revenues if prices continue to fall. We're in good shape right now, but if prices continue to fall and stay low, it's going to be a challenge for state officials.
Is there a line of demarcation, generally speaking, in the oil and gas industry, below which it is simply not profitable to explore?
Back in 1999, I was told that the break-even price for oil production was around $15 a barrel, and back then the price of oil was around $12 at that time, believe it or not, and hard to believe.
It is.
Today, the production methods are a lot more complicated. They're a lot more expensive. A report just the other day said that in order to maintain the industry's drilling activity right now, they need $63 a barrel to maintain their current activity. As you know, we're below that right now. So companies are cutting back on their drilling activity and production activities as a result.
Russell Ray is our guest today. He's the editor of the Journal Record. We'll be right back.
OU Law has a history and heritage that are unparalleled. At the University of Oklahoma College of Law, we empower our students to pursue the career of their dreams. We have the highest U.S. News ranking ever achieved by an Oklahoma law school. We are the first law school in the country to launch a college-wide digital initiative, and this year, our competition teams rank number 2 in the nation. OU Law, generations of excellence, limitless possibilities.
The good life comes naturally to Tulsa, where nature's beauty is matched with an eye for aesthetics. A legacy of neighborhoods graced with lawns and landscaping and handsome homes. A place that seems to have patented an ideal lifestyle. Bank First is loyal to the quality of life Tulsa assures its citizens, to the priority placed on education, culture, and growth. Loyal to builders who transform raw land into residential charm. developers who see opportunity and add vitality to Tulsa's economy. Bank First serves both enterprise and private lives that need a loyal partner. It's how we help nurture this city's very good life. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Welcome back to the set of The Verdict. Our guest is Russell Ray. He's the editor of the Journal Record. Let's talk a little bit about your viewpoint of the Oklahoma economy. And I'm not necessarily talking about state government revenue, but the economy of the state of Oklahoma. What's your forecast?
Well, I think things are good right now. I think there are a lot of factors, especially oil and gas. The oil and gas situation could have a big effect on our on our economy moving forward. The real estate experts tell us that sales are going to stay steady in 2019. There is some speculation that the real estate market could burst at the end of 2019, but for now, they're pretty confident about real estate sales and demand for homes and commercial real estate. The state economy, I think, is driven a lot by oil and gas prices. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of concern about where prices are going to move into the future. Some are speculating that prices are going to drop and stay at a low level for a longer period of time. So that could have quite an impact on the state economy moving forward.
I know that the Journal Record is owned by an organization that, through a corporate structure, also owns or has an interest in the Oklahoman newspaper. Is there any talk that, I don't mean to get secrets now,
No,
is there any talk about a merger?
There has been a lot of speculation and a lot of questions about that from our readership when Gatehouse acquired the Oklahoman back in September, and we came out and immediately answered that question, and the answer is there are no plans to consolidate our operations with the Oklahoman. We feel and Gatehouse feel it's very important for us to maintain an independent voice for the state, for Oklahoma City, for Tulsa, and the rest of the state. And so there are no plans to consolidate operations anytime soon.
What about social media and how that's impacted journalism and the distribution of news?
You know, the Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, those have turned into wire services for me. We get great story ideas from those feeds. It does have an impact. We get a lot of great ideas from social media, and it's a great tool for us to reach out to our audience. Not only do we write, report, and print the news, we are delivering the news not by throwing the paper, but by delivering it to readers through social media channels like Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So that's a very high priority for us.
Does your online presence continue to grow?
It does. Our readership continues to grow. That's where readers are getting their information nowadays. Now, I'm still a little bit old-fashioned. I like to carry the newspaper wherever I go. It's mobile. You can tuck it under your arm while you're waiting in line. You could pull it out and read it. But that is the trend. And as our readership gets younger, our digital presence needs to get stronger.
So do you see your Facebook presence growing? Do you see your Twitter presence growing?
Yeah. We work very hard. We're planning a campaign to grow that readership. We have thousands of followers on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and we work very hard at growing that audience every day.
Mm-hmm. And your sales staff, they've got to keep adapting to these new media too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We got a great sales staff, very experienced sales staff, and we work pretty closely with them on marketing ideas.
Well, I want to, on behalf of The Verdict and Mick Cornett, I want to thank you for your paper, because I think probably anywhere from 35 to 50% of the guests we've had on this show, the idea for it has come from reading the Journal Record.
Well, thank
and you have supplied us a lot of guests over the 925 shows we have done.
Well, thank you.
And we do appreciate it. I appreciate it. Read it every day.
Well, thank you. You know, we're known for doing a great job of covering nonprofit issues, legislative issues, and of course business issues, and we want to be known not as the liberal paper in Oklahoma, not as the conservative paper in Oklahoma, but as the business paper of Oklahoma. That's our mission, and our mission is to be an advocate of businesses.
As this show airs, the state legislative session has just begun. What do you expect out of this year's session? What's piqued your interest?
Well, some issues that have piqued my interest is, of course, education. My wife is a public school teacher, so I understand some of the challenges that she's facing. I think that is, of course, a continuing challenge for our new governor and the entire legislature. Our state's prison system is in horrible shape. There are thoughts of reforming this system. There are positions that, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
No, that's all right. Take a drink there. My throat's been congested some
People
too.
do that all the time in normal conversation. Don't worry about it a bit.
Yeah.
Can I just start?
No, just keep going.
Certainly, just keep going.
Yeah, sure. Well, our state's prison system is not in good shape. The state corrections department is asking for more prisons. The legislature is going to pursue some serious reforms. We think that the solution for that is a combination of both additional infrastructure and enlightened reform to fix that situation. We don't believe that if you do one without the other, we don't think that's going to fix the problem. If you focus on one of the issues, I think the issues that facing the state's prison system will just return.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, I think the state should be commended for tackling the issue of occupational licensing and the cost of occupational licensing. It's a national trend now. Several states are refining their standards for licensing several occupations because of the cost and the expense and the burden of getting into a new occupation. And so the state will be tackling that issue this year. They're going to be proposing several changes for a handful of occupations here in the state. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, Russell Ray's been our guest. Thanks so much for
You
coming
bet.
on the show.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
All right, Kent and I'll have a final word when we return.
It used to be okay in hospitals. It used to be okay in movie theaters. It was okay in classrooms, restaurants, and airplanes. But thanks to a greater understanding of the dangers, that's not okay anymore. So now that we know secondhand smoke causes lifelong health problems, why is it still okay to smoke with children in the car? Bottom line, it's not okay. Let's get serious about protecting kids. Join the fight at stopswithme.com.
All children deserve a life of hope and love, but sometimes they experience a life of pain, neglect, and abuse.
When that happens, Each child deserves all the quality assistance and representation that can be offered in our legal system. For more information, call 23-CHILD.
Oklahoma Lawyers for Children, helping to bring hope and love back to the lives of abused children.
You will always be mom and dad to me.
You have children coming from a different lifestyle, different mindset. You have to open your arms and really do what you have to do to have that child become a part of your family. And if it's more patience, that's what you do. Kids got to know they can trust you. And that's what we try to do with these kids.
You will always be mom and dad to me.
The Journal Record is pleased to be a sponsor of The Verdict. The Journal Record, since 1903, the best source of Oklahoma business news and legal information. Welcome back to the set of The Verdict. Mick Cornett and Kent Myers. Russell Ray was our guest. He's the editor of the Journal Record.
Yes, doing a good job. The Journal Record has been a stalwart since 1902 or something like that in the newspaper business in Oklahoma, and it really does a good job. I find, at least about the stories about which I have any kind of personal knowledge, that the stories are written accurately and carefully and thoughtfully, which isn't always the case in some publications, not here in Oklahoma, of course, but elsewhere. And the Journal Record has got a history for any of those that are subscribers of providing good business information and topical information about what's going on.
Right, and you know they're into employment, they're into the business sector, and the economy affects everybody, young and old across the state, and they do a good job of keeping us informed of what's going on in those areas. We have some website information I'd love to pass on to you. You can get more information about the Journal Record and Russell Ray's work at journalrecord.com, journalrecord.com, and we have a website. We'd love for you to log on and tell us about a guest that you'd like to see or a topic you'd like to see us discuss on a future edition of The Verdict. So take a chance and send us an email about what you'd like to see there. But that's going to do it for this show, and so Kent and I'll be back next week. We'll have another guest, and I hope you'll join us then.